Hi, in this how-to video, I'm going to show you as an administrator how you can add jobs inside GoSite Ready so they show up here on the job scheduler screen. For the purpose of today, I have left our job scheduler screen blank so that you can see what happens as we build our jobs. To start with, we're going to head over here to the Jobs tab. As you can see, I have a number of jobs already created. We'll just run through what we've got here. We have our Add button. Now this is where you'll add your jobs. We have our status filter, so this is where you can do a check for any completed jobs, any lost jobs, any quoted jobs, etc. Then over here we've got a pencil icon and an eyeball icon. These are so that you can edit and view the particular job. Then we have a hyperlink to the worksite. When we're in this screen, generally we're going to want to use the edit, the view, or the plus. For the purpose of today, I've created a few jobs already, so let's run through what I've got here. To start with, I've got a Deadpool leave, and it's assigned to a worksite called Deadpool Leave. And then I've added a description. So this job is to be used for any form of leave. The next one that I've got is Deadpool Maintenance with the worksite of Deadpool Equipment Maintenance, and a description saying that this job will be used for any form of maintenance, from vehicle inspections, machinery that's getting work done, vehicles that are going in for a service, that sort of thing. And then I've got our Deadpool office. So this is the one where I'm going to assign staff members who work in the office. I've left this description blank. It's important to note that adding a description to a job will make it visible on the job scheduler no matter who's assigned to it. Down here in client reference, this is where we'd add a purchase order number, for instance. And then the status, this is where we can update the statuses depending on where the job is at. In regards to dates, you don't need to add an end date unless you know it's a contract and it's ending, say, in 3 months. Otherwise, just leave that blank and you'll apply dates if you need them to the people or equipment that you assign to the particular jobs. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to add some people to a job. So to start with, we're just going to click on the eyeball, which brings open the job view, and we're just going to add a few different things in here. As you can see, we've got people, equipment, job scheduler, contacts. Now this is any contact you want a record of related to this particular job. And then notes. In a previous video, we've already gone over this. This is where you have the option to tick whether a note you add on this job is visible in the job scheduler or not. This time around, we're going to add people. So let's find someone who's going on leave. We're going to add an end date because obviously the leave is going to come to an end. The time is where you put the hours that they've been on leave or the hours that their shift would normally go. We're going to leave the frequency as none in this instance. You don't have to. You can make it daily. What the difference will be here is that none will be a block. And daily will be separated on, say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It just depends how you might want it to look on your schedule. For the purpose of today, I'm going to leave it at none, just so you can see the difference once we've applied a few assets to our jobs and go back to the job scheduler. The notes section here is where you can add notes. We've already gone over that in another video, so I won't get into that now. Now we're going to click Save. And we can see here that we have added Lauren to Deadpool Leave, and we hover over it and we've got a little bit of information in here. just going to add in someone else. And here we can see that we have applied a leave to Matthew, and it says in the comment just assigned to him that he's got holiday leave, and in this particular comment assigned to Lauren it says that Lauren is away sick. So that's how we'd apply some people to this leave. Let's go back and add a few different things now to the other leave that I created. So, maintenance. Now you may have equipment assigned to people, and that's great, it's visible on the job scheduler, but maybe a piece of equipment has to go in for maintenance. So we're just going to click here and we're going to put down tomorrow, and we're going to put an end date because it's going to come back tomorrow. And we're just going to assign our equipment. What's coming up here is the identifier for the equipment, and then we're just going to put now in regards to equipment, you do have to just click whether it's been collected or not, otherwise it won't show up on the job scheduler. For the purpose of having it show up in the scheduler, I am going to click collected. So we can see here that it's now showing up here, but maybe that piece of equipment is assigned to somebody and we just want it to show up in that person's schedule as well. So let's just go and add that. So if we go to the job scheduler section, now you can see that we've applied a piece of equipment to go in for a job, which is our maintenance or service, and we've applied that also to the person who has that vehicle assigned to them, just so they know that, or just so you know that they're going to be without a car. I should note too that any changes to the job scheduler that are assigned to people will trigger off an email just letting them know that there is now a job scheduled for them or an update scheduled regarding a job. So it will trigger an email to the staff member. And finally, we want to add a few people to the office. So a couple of staff members who work in the office. We're not going to put an end date on this one. These guys are lucky, they only work 8 till 2 and they are on a rotating roster. So I'm just going to run through this quickly. We can go daily and it will actually show every single day unless we put an end date in, or we can go weekly and we can choose the days that they work. And then we can add our people. So we're going to do Mitchell. And so Mitchell works every week, Monday to Friday. Let's put that in. So you can see that here. But say you've got somebody who only works every second week for a couple of days. So let's go here and add somebody else. Excuse me. So every second week they work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And we're going to go save. So we can see here that we've got Philip in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. The following week they're not rostered on for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, but then the following fortnight they're back in there. Now, the way that we fill this particular gap here is that we go back in and we're going to add Philip again, but we're going to add the start date in this particular block and then it will carry forward. So Philip actually only works Wednesday, Thursday on the second week. So let's do that. Starting on the 21st, 8 till 2. We make our interval 2 and then we choose Wednesday, Thursday and we add in Philip. So what we'll see now is we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, first week that Philip works, second week, Wednesday, Thursday, and then so on. And this is how it will continue over the period of the schedule. It'll alternate like that. Okay, so now that we have added some people and equipment to our jobs, our jobs, that we've created, let's jump into the job scheduler and have a look. So we can see here the maintenance that was added for Harold's vehicle. And remember when I mentioned that you could choose the option for none or daily? This is what it would look like, this long line, if you choose none. If you chose daily and then picked the days, it would come like this in little separate windows. It's just up to you how you'd like it to be viewed. Notice also how I've got slightly different colours here. That's because, as I previously mentioned, I created 3 different work sites for these items and I gave them 3 different colours. Again, you don't have to do that. Everything could just fall under one main work site and you apply everything to it. I just wanted to show you though that to have it in different colours you would need to create different work sites for. Then the other thing that we entered in also was equipment. So let's just have a look there. So here we are, this is the equipment that we added to a job. The other thing that you can do here too is you can select the worksite that you just want to filter by. In this case, I've got a couple of different options. I'm just going to go with office for this one. So there we are. This is the view if I just want to look at who's scheduled in to Deadpool office. And that's how we apply jobs in Go Site Ready so that we can see them on the job scheduler. Thanks for watching.